We start the Knicks
Ah,
hold of the 76ers to a 94-92 win. Philadelphia to take a commanding series 3-1. Brother, Jalen Brunson, 47 points. Drop 47 points.
yes, sir. Yes,
Dude,
sir.
for the first time, I look at the New York Knicks last night. I says, okay. I know Joel Embiid's humping on one leg. I don't know why he's still out there because he's a liability on defense. But Solomon, take
Well,
me through the game, man.
I mean, listen, Joe Embiid at 60% is better than any bigs they have on the team. So you're gonna play him regardless, whether he's limping or he can jump or he's a liability on defense. You still gotta play him because at the end of the day, well, how many points he had yesterday? 20 something, 27, 28. So he's still
27.
right. He's still a beast inside there. He's been a problem for the Knicks, but I don't wanna spend all the time talking about them beat. How about them Knicks and that defense, man?
Let's go. Talk
listen,
to them.
listen. The Knicks, they're a scrappy team, man. Look at their head coach. And I know some players are not willing to go play for him because he works players so hard. They might get injured. But listen, and it was the perfect game for Brunson to show up because yesterday they really needed his 47. He scored almost half the points of the team, the total amount of points he scored by himself. That's why we've been waiting for. That's why we paid him that kind of money because he's a franchise point guard. We haven't had a point guard in New York for I don't know as long as I've been alive that you can say that's a good point guard. That's the first one. So listen, I'm just glad that Embiid was there talking about we're gonna win the next 3, 4 games, whatever he says on a bad knee. Listen, you gotta give the Knicks credit, man. In a hostile environment, the Philly fans were going crazy, and they went into Philadelphia. The first game, yeah, they lost, but the second game, they're like you said last week, the playoff doesn't start until the road team wins the game, right? There you go. The Knicks give you that win, and now we're going back to Madison Square Garden, and just imagine how crazy that place will be with the Knicks on the brink of eliminating the Philadelphia 76ers at home, man. I know,
And you,
you. Listen, he doesn't look happy, man, but it's the Knicks is the Knicks, man.
Lino, talk to me, man. What do you think about the New York Knicks and the 76ers game?
He got nothing to say.
Matter of fact, for the matter is that like, Lino, my question to you is that like, are you disappointed with the Sixers performance? Or you just think that New York Knicks is just that good?
No, let me answer that just for a second. You
Okay.
can't be disappointed. You can't be disappointed in Philadelphia. Just the Knicks are just better. Yeah, give him credit. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Nah, man, you're good. Don't worry about it. Everything's great over here. Uh, I think has. Listen, I know we're gonna talk about this game in a second. Other series. I think the Lakers have been the better team. They just can't close. I feel
Between
like Philly's the better team. They're just not closing. You have we not seen it? They blew 5 point lead in 27.6
you,
seconds.
you said the Lakers are better than Denver.
Look at the numbers. But we'll get to that in a second.
We
Let's
get to
talk about
the
Philly. Let's
we
talk
get to
about
that.
Philly next.
Let's talk about let's
Philly's better
I feel
than the Knicks.
I Philly has been better almost everywhere except for that damn 3-1 lead that they got there going on.
This dumb is such
And
a hater, man.
like when you watch the game, right? Into a little breakdown. Okay, Joel Embiid, of course, he's gonna be on offense, he's gonna get his number. He's gonna at least average 20 points, even in one
Mhm.
leg, in one knee, however you want to call it, right? For me, my problem is that when I see him on like especially on defense, because once you beat the first one, Jalen Brunson beat the first man, Joel Embiid can't move. He can really move on the. You could tell which one is the bad
no.
knee because then when he's trying to spin, he can't do it. And then you got a point guard like Jalen Brunson, who which is quicker, faster, and very smart. He's a very intelligent player.
He's the
And last
advantage
night
player.
going off like that, I mean, I was really surprised. Like, damn, this kid actually
Yeah.
read the game and then he's taking advantage of a 76's weakness, which is just beat the first guy, and Joel Embiid's not gonna be able to
But
close out on time to beat the paint.
isn't
But
Maxi even younger than him? You should keep up with him.
you can't keep up with anybody with the ball in their hand when he's that. Of course, Jalen Brunson is not just anybody. He's actually a superstar. I give him a lot of credit for what he has done for the New York team. I mean,
Yes,
the
sir.
franchise period. Because without him, I don't think you guys would have been anywhere. Because you guys had some injuries, but he was single handedly carrying you guys. And
Right.
then now to see games like last night where you're able to identify another team's weakness and you're taking advantage over that. bro, that's huge. You know, I mean, I understand they got the role players like Hard, which has gotten 17 rebound, and you got a a few players just doing what they're supposed to do. They just let the superstar score. It's like the girl from Iowa. I'm not gonna name no names. You know what I'm saying?
There
But
we go.
everybody do.
There we
Yo,
go.
man, what? Girl from Iowa. I cannot compare my ball with a girl from Iowa, man.
She plays for Indiana now.
Okay, my
Anyway,
bad. Anyways, back to it, man. But man, I'm very impressed with the Knicks. I'm surprised, and I think now the only difference is that we got a Joel Embiid that's not healthy, but the Knicks barely win these games. So what's gonna happen when they go against the Boston Celtics? I think that's gonna be more tougher for them when everybody's healthy and everybody could contribute 100%.
That is true, but I don't know if you watched the past couple seasons. Boston have always struggled against the Knicks for some reason.
In
I
the
don't know
playoff or
why
regular season.
in the regular season because they haven't made in the playoffs that much, so we can't tell. But for whatever reason, they've kind of struggled. So of course, I don't. Boston will be the favorites if they play the Knicks, but don't sleep on the Knicks. They're not gonna get swept.
All right. I like that. So let's move on to the next one, man. NG, man. I know you was waiting for this, man. I couldn't wait what you was waiting for. That Timberwolves handled business and completed sweep over the freaking Phoenix Suns. Oh
You should
my
have
God.
you should have brought your ball, John.
Bro, Timberwolves 122, Sun 116 series is over. Kevin Durant, Booker, Bradley Beal, which I call overrated, but a lot of people are trying to criticize me for that. I
Bradley,
think just because you was in DC with no expectation of winning,
right? He was the
and you
man.
scoring all these numbers, now you're on the big stage, especially after last night's performance. He looks like a player that quit and his teammate. He remind me of the James Harden days. But talk to me, NG man. What happened to the Phoenix Suns?
Kevin Durant.
This guy.
That's it.
I love to
That's
hear
not
this.
that's not the only reason why they got swept with Kevin Durant.
Let him
Well, I tell
finish.
you what. I tell you what. When the Lakers got swept last year, it's LeBron could put up 40. I mean, look what he did with the Warriors. He damn near averaged a triple double in the finals, and he still got the blame for the loss. So why can't we give Kevin Durant the best player in the world?
You know why he's not the best player in the world?
Some people still believe that.
No, he used to be
Some
at some point.
He
Let
was
him
never the
finish.
best player in the world.
Let him finish.
Kevin Durant was never the best player in the world. That was always LeBron. Even though he beat LeBron twice, that's because he had to join a really, 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 really great team.
But you see, right? I mean, like I know you're trying to create an argument here because but I'm gonna let you finish.
Listen, Bradley Beal, I think somebody needs to put out an APB for Bradley Beal because I haven't seen him all series. I mean, where has he been? And like you said, yeah, he was doing this thing in Washington. He had John Wall for a little bit, and then John Wall he was going through some things, and then it was Bradley Beal's team. He had no expectations of winning, and that's exactly what they didn't do. They were not winning. He was just a really good player on a really bad team, and then he was like, you know what, I need to get out of here. I'm joining the Suns, and then in their media day in October, you got KD saying you can't guard all of us. You expect to guard me, Booker, and Beal,
Yeah,
and Beal's like, yeah, I mean, I agree with KD. How if I'm gonna have an off night, guess what? I know two guys that can give you 30 plus in the game. How's that working out for you when you
And they
trade your
did
damn
last night. And
when
they
you
did
trade
last
your
night.
damn future? Now you have no first round picks for what the next 4 years. No sec. Where is your future? You give up everything just to get swept.
Just to get
I
swept.
just for an organizational standpoint, if I was a Suns fan, it's just like poker. You go all in. Either you're gonna get it or you're not. And right now they have there's nothing that they can do to get out of this situation. Absolutely nothing. They have to ride it out again.
yep.
I just feel like it's Kevin Durant is a problem. Yes, he is probably the most efficient shooter we've seen in history. I mean, this guy can get you 30 points on 15 shots. That's great. But what has he done as a leader? Because we've seen this before where Beal is Harden and you got Booker as
Kyrie.
Kyrie. Yes, Kyrie. We've seen this with the Nets. They had high expectations over there, and what happened? Bounced out. So Kevin Durant, are you a leader? Because I don't believe you're a leader. I don't believe you can lead a team. You can be a great role player like you were in the Warriors and win a couple titles, and everybody thinks that you're the best, even though he
Wait,
admitted that.
Wait,
Even
wait,
even even
wait,
even
wait.
though he admitted that winning the
This guy,
championship wasn't everything that they thought. What? What? Well, what?
this man was 2 times back-to-back MVP finals,
Mm-hmm.
finals MVP 2 times, and
Mm-hmm.
you call him a role player. This guy actually, you know what I'm saying? Even
Absolutely. He was a that's Steph's team.
it's not about who team is, it's about who's the best player on the team. You remember when LeBron went to Miami? Who team was it? Dwayne Wade team. Why? Because Dwayne Wade was drafted there
yeah,
and
yeah.
Wade was there.
By Dwayne Wade slowly, eventually handing over the team to LeBron. Dwayne Wade was
And
he was humble enough to take this to take the
because now check it out though, but listen to Dwayne Wade career at that time and Steph career when Kevin Durant joined him. Even Isaiah Thomas said it, and them agree with this. KD saved the legacy of Steph, Clay, and Dre by winning their championship back to back. And a lot of people agree to that because of why you blow 3-1 lead in the finals, and they went after to go get Kevin Durant. And if Kevin Durant wasn't there, and I do believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers healthy would have beat the Warriors back to back in the finals again. Because you don't just come back from 3-1 and just beat a team by luck, just like what the
well,
Lakers is about to do with the Denver Nuggets. But we get there.
I think I think I I I think you used the wrong word. I don't think he saved their legacy. I think he just enhanced their legacy. If they did not win that championship, those two championships, they have some kind of legacy. Maybe not as great, but I think he
Dude,
enhanced it.
you telling me you're gonna be you telling me in the NBA finals you up 3-1 and all you need is to win one game and you lose. And let's say if you would have won back to back again, play against the same team without Kevin Durant and I believe that LeBron health, well, LeBron is always healthy, thank God. I believe that Kyrie healthy and Kevin Love healthy, they would have beat the Warriors again in the finals. If
Right.
you would have
It
been
is
without Kevin Durant.
it is true, but according to some people, they think LeBron is the GOAT. So if you're losing to LeBron, it's not the worst team on earth to lose to LeBron. But I know what you're saying. There are three
Come on, man, stop,
superstars.
stop,
I
stop,
know
stop.
what you're
Don't forget
saying.
that's
I know I know I know what you're saying. They're the big three. But let's not forget they didn't win championship before KD got there.
and who did it beat?
They beat Cleveland one time, right? Didn't they?
They beat
They
the
lost.
Cleveland the one time.
They
And
lost. They lost one to Cleveland to LeBron.
yeah, but the one they beat Cleveland, the one Cleveland lost, it was basically LeBron
It was
versus
like
Water Boy, whatever his name was.
it was LeBron and a bunch of role players.
Right.
Right. So I understand that part. But when you say that Kevin Durant saved their legacy, he didn't really save their legacy. I mean, he enhanced it, he helped it get even better, but he didn't completely save it. They have some legacy, not the greatest legacy, but they had some kind of legacy. You got to admit, they were
Right.
still a
But you
great team when he joined them,
yeah,
and
but
they were
one school also argue and they give LeBron this credit because like just like Angie said earlier, even when LeBron had triple doubles, they still lost. There was fault on LeBron, right? But LeBron was by himself versus Steph, Clay, and Dre. And don't forget the MVP in that series. You know what I
Iguodala.
mean? Eagle, yeah. So so all these players that so the Warrior was stuck around building. Now, when we get back to the Phoenix Suns here, right? Phoenix Suns is not a basketball team. They had three players that played the same goddamn role. Even Kevin Durant was saying that after the game about how he wasn't too comfortable with his role because he was just in the corner.
Right.
You got to look at all around Phoenix Suns as a team, period, right? We could blame Durant, we could blame Booker, we could blame Bill. I think Bradley Bill is overrated. I always look at him as you can't defend if your life depends on it. You an overrated player. That's how I look at you. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it, the pieces around Kevin Durant, Booker is not a point guard. Bill is not a point guard. Durant definitely is not a point guard. You made the game so hard for these guys to compete in 7 games. You beat the Minnesota Timberwolves all season. Like 3 games, they beat Minnesota. Now, when he mattered the most in the playoff, what happened? That's when the dogs come out, and we have to give credit to Minnesota. Minnesota is a great team and well organized team that played together for a couple years, and this is the first time Phoenix Suns players actually all season. What are the ones injuries? Probably only play 16, 20 games together as a team. you don't have no shot. So to blame Kevin Durant, you could blame whatever you want to blame. Me personally, I just don't see no basketball team. I just see a bunch of great shooters and great scorers.
Yeah, man, I completely agree. And there's so many different examples I can use. We can even go use this soccer terms. PSG,
Right.
they
Messi.
have they're all those superstars.
Yep.
At the end of the day, it's not a team. It's not a
Exactly.
team. There's no chemistry. There's nothing. It's just great talents. Just having great talents is not good enough to win in a team sport. Not all the time. There have
Right.
been years when the U.S. Olympic team lost to Greece at the Olympics. Why they lost to teams like Greece or Argentina? It's not because Argentina or Greece had better players. It's
Yep.
because they had a team. United States had great players, but they never played as a team. When you look like you said, when you look like Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Booker, listen, they are great individual players, but as a team together, they don't mesh. That's why
Right.
you see a lot of times they'll try to play two or one at a time. They won't just play all three of them together. And like you said, none of the three are natural point guards, but they want to play like point guards. And in this system, it's just not working. And
Right.
Bradley Beal, I know you say Bradley Beal, you think he's overrated. Bradley Beal at some point he was good. Bradley Bill's best years are behind him. He's not as good as he used to be. But because he has built up this reputation of being a great player in Washington by scoring all those points,
Right.
that's how he earned this big contract. But Bradley Bill is not the same. Bradley Bill is like Camelo when Camelo got to New York. Camelo in Denver was a star. In New York, he was okay, but he wasn't gonna lead the Knicks anywhere. Same
He
thing as
did. He did
Bradley.
lose you guys to the playoff.
Yeah, but playoff and lost. But I mean, he
That's the same thing about happened to you guys this year. What you talking about? It's not like you're gonna win the finals. This guy make it seem like they just got a freaking That's like New
we
York Knicks
we
fans taking
listen,
over.
listen. We didn't. I'm telling you, we did not win. I mean, how many playoff series did we win, Camelo? I don't remember. We didn't win that many playoff series, but
maybe one.
you're right. We have a chance to win this playoff series right now, tomorrow. I probably win the next. Who knows? But I'm just saying, Bradley Bill is not the same player he was. So when you say he's overrated, he's not really overrated. It's just people are still regarding him like he was 5, 10 years ago, and it's not the
Got
same
you.
player. So for that reason, they don't really make the big three. That big three is not really big. It's most like a big two. And if you
Right.
can play all three players at the same time, they just don't have a good team. And like you say, they give up all those picks to have those three players, but those three players are not enough. I guess they're looking at the situation with the Miami Heat when they're LeBron, Bash, and Wade. But also
No, but that
remember,
no, but that team was loaded. That team
right?
was
That's what I'm
loaded. That's
saying.
a great role players.
They had a bunch of role players that played so well. I guess that's the path they wanted to take, and they were just hoping to work. But listen, I just don't like you said, they're
You,
not a
you
great
know,
team. Individual players
before
are
we
not a
move
great team.
before we move on to Minnesota, right? And I'm actually about eight man, Anthony Edward. This kid is crazy, right? But Kevin Durant, since he left the Warriors in 2019-2020 season, he missed the whole season because of
Right, injured,
the
injury.
LTL, right?
Right.
And then 2021 lost in the conference semifinals, which is not his fault. He got a,
In
Kyrie and all these
in
injuries and
in
James Harden.
Brooklyn,
Yes, in Brooklyn. Then 2021-2022 season, he got swept in the first round. 2022-23
he
season,
got swept.
lost in the conference finals against I think it was Denver Nuggets. And this year swept in the first round. So Kevin Durant, come on, man, we're not gonna judge this man based on his basketball. We know that because he's a baller. You know what I mean? I think that he's the type of player that could fit in any system when he goes there. It just depends who's around him.
Nah,
But
this is him.
yeah, I mean, like of course, but he still dropped his numbers. You know what I'm saying? Him and Booker, I think, combined for like 80 plus points. And Bradley Beal is the one that choke on them. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? My opinion, a guy
He
that
had
said he
nine,
never been swept before, he's not gonna happen.
he had
He
9 points.
happened.
You can't be a superstar now have 9 points in an elimination game.
You so right. I mean, that's a great point to bring up because when you notice that how many times did he touch the ball? When you got your point guard, which is Booker, always having the ball in his hand, guess what Booker was doing? Going to get his numbers. That's why he dropped 40 plus points.
Right. 40. Why? He had 49.
Right. And then
Good Lord.
Kevin Durant barely touched the ball.
Yeah, 33.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he's still like, but opportunities that he got when he just touched the ball, especially in the final closing minute, he handled it. There was, man, we could sit there and talk about the Phoenix Suns all we want, but bro, let's give credit where credit is due to Minnesota Timberwolves. And yo, Angie, talk to me, man. How impressive are you with the Minnesota?
I'm very impressed. This is a young team. They're hungry. They're looking to out here to prove themselves. And Ant-Man, that dude can ball, man. His game is only getting better. You know what I
Right,
mean? He's only developing a better jumper. He's only getting smarter. And a
right.
lot of people are out here saying that he's next in line behind Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I don't see that, but maybe I'm just. I mean, it's way too early. I feel like to even be talking about something like that. But the the pros, the analysts, the people that have played the game are saying that. I don't see it.
I see it.
I
You
see it.
do.
I see it,
I
but
do.
there's a
I
but.
do.
There's a
He
but.
also himself, he said in the next 2 years, he'll be the best player in the world. That's why the boy said the boy he don't like confidence.
That's what I love
No,
about
he
him.
definitely don't.
And that's what I love about him, man. And then with that confidence, he show it. He trash talk and then he ball out. You know what I'm saying? That's like motivate. You know the type of players that live
Right.
off of trash talking. You know, I know.
How,
Like to me, I love that.
how old is he? He's still like 20s, what? 20,
I,
22? He's still very young.
he's still very young. You still got a way
Yeah.
to go. But the only thing for me is that he got to leave Minnesota, come to the Lakers. You know, that's what stopping me. You know what I'm saying? You know, for me, that's the only thing that's holding him back right now, where he playing at. You know what I'm saying? But if you, I mean, but they do got a good team though. They got a
Right,
good team. They got great defense. They got role players that don't understand the role. You know, every play need that one guy that just ready to shut down everybody that
right,
they play against or willing to do so. You know,
right.
and for me, Minnesota, man, I see them going all the